Alright, we're back now. Finally got the pit guard wired up, and that's what it looks like. Wires going everywhere with this configuration. Try to keep it as straightforward and neat as I could. However, when you're running one hum, two singles, one volume, two tone, and a coil split, kind of looks like a spaghetti underneath there, no matter how you do it. So what I'm doing now is I'm working in the screws for the trim claw, trying to get these holes threaded. Warmoth already drills these holes for us, so it makes it nice so you don't go out and buy a super long $12 drill bit to do the job one time. Now, I do highly recommend that you use a lube for your screws. There's a lot of screw lubes out there. Helps keep the wood from splintering out, pulling out, helps the screw going easier, things of that nature. Now you can go out and buy these wood screw lubes and it's perfectly fine. I've actually got some, just not here. I've got some at my shop. It's actually my father-in-law's shop, but he doesn't know I took it over. So if you need screw lube, what do you use? Well, glad you asked. There's two things that I've used as screw lube and had great results with. One is chapstick. It's wax, pretty much. Pretty much all biodegradable stuff, non-acidic. So it's not going to get in there and chew up the threads or rot the screw or anything like that. The other thing that you can use is a household item. I think the technical name for it is called Crisco, or vegetable shortening. Basically what you're really after is to help lube the screws as you tap the thread with the screw. So it's easier to screw in, screw out, all those sorts of things. Because even with this being lubed, I feel the screw, it actually got a little bit warm driving it in by hand slow. With the Crisco, a lot of guys might laugh, but hey, it's vegetable shortening. Again, non-corrosive, safe to use, and does just fine. And if you ever want to deep fry some chicken and you're out on the road gigging, hey, you're set. I grabbed the right on Allen wrench. Snap-on, best tools on the planet. I keep grabbing one that's too big. That's what happened to me when I got married. I grabbed one that was too big. I'm kidding. My wife is a fantastic woman. She's twice the woman today than what I married. Really, she's put on a lot of weight. Oh my Lord, she's gonna kill me when she sees this video. Hope you guys are getting a good chuckle out of it, because this will probably be the last time you see me alive. I'll will somebody my guitar. Okay, basically to get to the point where we can put the shims in, they've got a small hole in them so that way they can be held in place by these screws. And because it arcs this way, the farther out you go, the farther off it gets. So what we do in that case is we put the shim in place, and we're going to put one shim in the A and the B strings, and then we'll place 2 shims on both E-strings. And the reason for that is, again, as the further out we get, the more it gets off of the curvature of the neck. Like I said, it gets to about an 18-degree. Radius as you get to the Floyd, because it just spans. It's like shooting a shotgun. The farther out it goes, the more separated the shot becomes. And if you don't like guns, and it's like throwing rocks, handful of rocks. The more rocks you throw, the farther they go, the more separated they become, I guess. So that's pretty much all we do, is we just remove these screws right here. As you can see, I've got this one out. It's good and loose and floppy. It won't fall out or anything like that. It's held in place. Now, I ordered these from a company online called Accessories. I believe they're like $4, $5 for the set, for a set of 6. They're all shimmed at 2/1000 of an inch, I believe is what it was. If you want to get that low action, this is pretty much the way you have to go. If you're going with a 16-inch compound radius board, or anything compound up to 16, if you want to, you know, if you've got a 12-inch anyway, if you got a 12-inch, you're lucky, man. If you've got a 12-inch board, you're going to be fine. Just use the Floyd as is. This is the downside to having huge hands. It's tough to really do anything. But you know what to say about it. You know what to say about a guy with big hands. He wears big gloves. Now I'm leaving the 37mm block on here. I want to see if it fits before I start pulling out the either the brass block or the 42. Maybe a situation I just have to send them both back, you know, or send one back or whatever, and I don't want to open them up. Then again, I may just keep them as parts. You know, you always need parts. Parts are good. Technically, you don't have to have these shims. I bought them because I was getting some other stuff from them anyway. You could actually use filler gauges. If you go to an auto parts store, find some brass or stainless steel filler gauges. You can cut those down, drill a hole in them. Of course, you have to deburr them a little bit, but you know, if you don't want to spend $5 and wait a couple days for shipping, you can do that. Speaking of shipping, when I ordered all this stuff, just so you know, on the Warmoth body, because I had it modified, they had to cut out one of the bridge single, and turn it into a hum, and they had to cut the neck out for the non-recessed Floyd. The neck that I chose, they had to route the shelf for the Floyd and drill the holes for the locking nut. They had to re-ream the tuner holes for the locking, or for the tuners that I used. Yeah, it was about a 2-week turnaround time from the time that I ordered it to the time that I received it. Again, I'm impressed with the neck so far. Let's just move the zipper so you can see my smiling face. There we go. Again, I'm impressed with the neck so far. As usual, I've gotten the products before. It had a little bit of finish work on the end of the frets. No big deal. I showed you how to do that. Easy way to do it. Safe way to do it. Again, I can't emphasize enough, if you go to do that with a file, a dragging motion only, and it's just an extremely light amount of pressure. Basically just enough to where you can start to hear, feel the grind in the file. Don't want to grind too hard, and when you use the tape, be careful because you can file through the tape. Lost my train of thought. So anyway, it was about 2 weeks turnaround time. They forgot to ship me my button top for my selector switch, and I paid them like an extra $10 to press the bushings in for the Floyd, which they didn't do. I had to press those in myself, so I'm going to make sure I give them a call. It's not a whole lot of money, but I paid for it and I didn't get it, and I don't like to do that. I ordered some parts from StewMac, my shielding kit, which is going to be a part of this segment here. Ordered my shielding kit and from StewMac. There's a little better look. Ordered it on a Monday morning, received it Tuesday afternoon. Of course, I live in Ohio as well, where they're based out of, about 100 miles north, so it wasn't too hard to get it. Ordered parts from Accessories. Get your axe into gear. I believe I ordered those on a weekend. They arrived here Thursday. Obviously, they're a little bit further away. So, expect to have that kind of turnaround time. If you're going Warmoth with their showcase stuff and you're not making any changes at all, I imagine the turnaround time's probably a little bit shorter, especially if the neck you're choosing is already fretted, and you're using the style of tuners that they've already got it drilled for. Any changes like that, you're going to tack on a few days. Probably, like I say, it took me 2 weeks to get mine. Again, not that big of a deal. So anyway, on to this part. So I buttoned up the wiring, got the wiring done on the pit guard. Used 47 ferrite, the orange drop caps. I got 22s just in case I don't like the 47s. We're going to get into the shielding portion of it, and we'll talk about shielding, and I'll show you a few things about it.